Good evening and welcome to your Tuesday, October 1, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Government building facility to produce livestock vaccines for local regional needs. Guyana working with Middle East to boost local halal food industry. Local food production has to increase as country attracts more investors, visitors, says MUSTAPHA. New laser treatment technique for prostate cancer to be implemented soon in Guyana. HASLINGTON man found dead with brutal injuries about body. And man riding without helmet on unregistered bike dies in West Coast Demerara crash. Now for the news in detail. In a bold move towards realizing the 25 by 2025 food security initiative, Guyana will soon be producing vaccines for the local and regional livestock industries. Here is Gerald Bryan with our lead story tonight.
During an engagement with Region 5 residents on starting an agribusiness, President Dr. Irfan Ali was asked by residents whether the government would be providing vaccines for livestock. But not only is the government currently supporting the vaccine drive, it is also building a facility that will produce local vaccines for livestock.
Well, we have exciting news for you guys. Right now we're supporting the vaccination program, but let me tell you, we're thinking this through so people don't have an understanding as to the intensity of work that is going on. As you're speaking, we are finalizing now the building of a facility in Guyana for the production of vaccines for livestock. We are bringing in the technical, all the vaccines.
The vision gets bigger, however. According to the president, the government will also be looking to produce livestock vaccines for the Caribbean by next year. This is particularly significant as Guyana has been at the forefront of the 25 by 2025 initiative, which seeks to reduce food imports into the region by 25% by next year.
We brought in a full technical team already. The assessment is finished. They've identified a startup area. We've brought the private sector player on board. They're bringing investment in. And very soon, we'll be producing all our livestock vaccination needs in Guyana. And by the end of next year, Waldron, if we do it right, we'll produce all for the whole Caribbean.
At a poultry symposium last year, the government had announced that it would be covering the costs of livestock vaccines for farmers. This had translated to the government committing to purchase $29 million worth of vaccines. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Guyana is looking to tap into the lucrative halal food industry, boosting the production quality of halal meat and products locally with the help of the Middle East. This was announced by President Dr. Irfan Ali during an engagement with youths in Region 5. Gerald Bryan joins us again with the details.
On Tuesday, President Dr. Irfan Ali met with youths in Region 5 to discuss opportunities in agriculture. One such opportunity is the halal meat industry, with President Ali announcing that the Middle East is providing assistance to the government in developing certifications for this industry.
We're also working with the Middle East because we want to set up a halal industry certification program. So we'll have specialized market, niche markets, but even for our local markets now. So we have the storage that we're working to have, the value added, that is the sausages, pure meat, the meatball, having the meatball prepared and frozen, all of that, new market, higher value market. And so that is a big part of it. So the offtake is there.
Another area Guyana is getting foreign assistance in is the production of prawns. According to the president, Indonesian specialists are already in Guyana assisting with a prawn production facility. President Ali also explained that storage facilities are being developed in all the regions, which will ensure that no produce goes to waste. That being said, the head of state noted that the demand for certain goods have been outstripping production.
For example, if you look at broiler meat, in 2022 and 2023, 2023 almost 252,000 metric tons was the demand in the region. That's a market of about $457 million US.
And the president also warned that price gouging will not be tolerated as more farmers take advantage of the opportunities being created by the government's investments. He noted that a fair price mechanism will be set up to ensure that prices remain stable and efforts to promote agribusinesses are sustainable.
As a farmer, you know that we work towards a fixed price mechanism, but a middleman will take that fixed price and increase it by 200%. So what we have to get is a commitment from all the farmers that we are working with a price margin and a price settlement, not when you start getting the resources you believe you want to increase the prices. That is not sustainable. So one of the important things with this type of activity is that we're setting up the fair price mechanism for the farmers, and that goes directly into the value-added production or the market.
Joe O'Brien, The Evening News.
The government of Guyana has signed a US $16 million contract with Bell Textron Inc. for the supply of 2 advanced rotary wing aircraft. Luanda McAllister reports that this milestone agreement not only enhances the capabilities of the Guyana Defense Force, but also serves as a testament to the strong bilateral relationship between Guyana and the United States of America.
Overseeing the signing of the U.S. $16 million agreement on Monday was Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance and the public service, Dr. Ashley Singh, as well as the U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Nico Tharot, and Chief of Defense Brigadier Umar Khan. The contract is for the supply of 2 advanced rotary wing aircraft by Bell Textron Inc., an American aerospace manufacturer headquartered in Texas. Minister Singh said that the signing represents yet another installment in the government's very significant investments in the capitalization and recapitalization of the Guyana Defense Force. He detailed that by the end of this year, the government would have spent almost $32 billion Guyana dollars on investments in capital assets for the Guyana Defense Force since assuming office in 2020.
I think it's widely known that we've already bought 1 offshore patrol vessel. We have just concluded discussions in relation to a second. We have made significant investments in the Air Corps, having bought previously 2 Bell helicopters, one of which, of course, we tragically lost. These 2 Bell helicopters will now represent the 3rd and 4th acquisitions in recent years. But in addition to that, we're also making investments in fixed-wing aircraft and a number of other important assets that will enhance significantly, that have already enhanced and will continue to enhance the capability of the Guyana Defense Force.
Meanwhile, Minister Singh registered the highest level of importance the Guyana government places on the very special relationship it shares with the U.S. In fact, he noted that during the 3 years from 2021 to 2023, Guyana received US $15.4 billion in foreign direct investment from the USA. Over the same period, the USA accounted for 13% of all exports from Guyana and 17% of all imports into Guyana, making the USA Guyana's largest trading partner. Meanwhile, Brigadier Khan noted that the GDF has been operating the Bell brand since the 1980s, with the initial purchase of 5 aircraft during that period. A further 2 similar brands were purchased in 2007, and an additional 2 were acquired in 2021 and 2023. He said while the force only has 1 Bell product in service to date, the acquisition of 2 more comparable products will better position the Army to enhance the conduct of missions in remote areas of the country. According to the Army Chief, the new rotary wing aircraft will empower the GDF to effectively conduct a range of missions, including search and rescue, disaster relief, and border security operations. Luanda McAllister for the Evening News.
A 47-year-old carpenter identified as Theodore Baines was on Monday found dead outside of his home at Lot 40 HASLINGTON North, East Coast Demerara, with multiple injuries about his body. In addition to his face being smashed in, the man had a huge slash to his neck and cuts on his back and other body parts. Baines, a father of 2, lived in the bottom flat of his cousin's house. According to Baines' reputed wife, Tawana Peters, she last saw him alive on Sunday evening around 20 hours when she visited him with their 5-year-old son. The couple had recently separated due to a misunderstanding, but Peters still maintained contact with Baines and would visit him very often. On Monday morning, the woman said she received a call informing her about the incident. When Peters arrived, she said she encountered a crowd gathered at the house, but Baines' body had already been removed. She told this newscast that the brutal nature of Baines' injuries has left his family in shock and still baffled as to how everything unfolded. The Evening News understands that a male suspect has been arrested in connection with the murder. We now tell you that a 30-year-old man who was riding without a helmet on an unregistered motorcycle has died in an accident along the Windsor Forest Public Road, West Coast, Demerara. Dead is Stephon Burkett, a resident of Princess Street, Georgetown. On Monday, the motorcyclist was proceeding along the Windsor Forest Public Road when a motorcar PDD 3036 reportedly crashed into him. Police said the motorcar, operated by a 63-year-old man, was parked on the road shoulder when the driver suddenly made a U-turn and collided with the bike. As a result of the collision, the motorcyclist fell onto the road surface and received injuries on his body. He was picked up in an unconscious condition and conveyed to the West Demerara Regional Hospital. He was later transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. Meanwhile, the driver of the motorcar was arrested. Caribbean Airlines Limited has announced that it will launch new flights to the French Caribbean islands of Martinique and Guadeloupe, subject to government approval. Service to Martinique will commence on December 3, followed by Guadeloupe on December 7. Flights will operate 4 times weekly to both destinations. Already for this year, the airline launched flights to Puerto Rico and will begin service to Tortola, British Virgin Islands on October 14. Ticket sales for Martinique and Guadeloupe begin today. Coming up, Guyana, Suriname to boost trade partnership at International Business Conference, and teachers to receive over $2 billion retroactive payout this month. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Guys, I think I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, Mima Decor, obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, y'all want to have a date now?
We can build on that.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. How to apply for registration? You must visit the GCOM registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons from your area of residence to apply for registration or name change or correction. You must be in possession of the following source documents as might be relevant: original birth certificate or valid Guyana passport for new registration, original marriage certificate and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by way of marriage, original deed poll and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by deed poll, original naturalization certificate and original birth certificate or valid passport in the case of naturalization. This registration exercise will end on November 29th, 2024. For further information, please contact GCOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gr.
Coca-Cola just became besties. Taste the new limited.
The oil and gas industry is helping to transform safety standards across all sectors of Guyana. The government and industry leaders are pioneering safer offshore oil production with new legislation, updated policies, and state-of-the-art floating production, storage, and offloading vessels.
Oreo and Coca-Cola just became besties. Taste the new limited edition.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. As the economy rapidly expands and more visitors and investors are coming to local shores, the country needs to significantly boost its food production. The call was made by Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa during the launch of Agriculture Month today. Michael Henry tells us more.
Now our economy is getting bigger. We are seeing the population is getting bigger. We are seeing more people are coming to work in our country. The demands for food will be greater. We will have to do more. We in this ministry, all of us, we have a duty to ensure that we work as a team. We work towards one vision, and that vision is to ensure that we have food security in our country.
Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa speaking during the launch of Agriculture Month 2024. Taking the opportunity on the first day of the month-long celebrations to address persons in the agriculture sector, the minister urged them to work collectively to ensure adequate production.
Let us be inspired by the knowledge that transformation does not happen in isolation. It is a collective effort that involves the hands that till the soil, the minds that invent and innovate, and the heart that believe in the better future.
On this point, he highlighted significant strides the Agriculture Ministry has been undertaking to ensure vast production levels.
Before the end of this year, we'll be putting down another 50 cages in various vulnerable communities across this country. We are building a tissue culture lab because the needs for planting material is so great that 11 nurseries that we have across the country cannot supply the needs that the farmers have. We have taken that into consideration. By the end of this year, we have contracted a company from India, the Terry Group of Company. By the end of this year, that lab will be completed.
He also revealed other enhancements experienced in poultry farming.
We were able to produce 94,000 hatching eggs. And I'm hoping by the end of this year, we can increase that to over 250,000. But it's a small amount compared to 53 million. Now we are producing a lot of table eggs. And I don't want to rush to make an announcement, but shortly you'll see an announcement made, what we'll be doing.
The minister said production in other areas including rice is poised to increase by year end, and he urged agriculture stakeholders to keep the momentum going to ensure such production levels continue to rise. Michael Henry, Evening News.
In an effort to ensure citizens are exposed to wider and more modern varieties of treatment options, a new laser treatment technique for prostate cancer will soon be available to members of the public. Kelroy Williams reports that this was revealed by Dr. Rajendra Sukre, a seasoned urological surgeon in the country.
The implementation of this new technology was unveiled on Monday during a prostate cancer webinar hosted by the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI, in collaboration with On Call Health. Speaking at the event was specialist urological surgeon Dr. Rajendra Sukraj, who highlighted how prostate removal options have expanded over the years.
There are different techniques. Previously, we used to use a hot wire loop and literally scoop it out like you're cutting cheese. Now we have more advanced techniques that are available, and so the laser surgery is the most popular one now. There are two forms of laser surgery that we do for the enlarged prostate. Again, there's no cut in the belly in this country. What this does, we literally vaporize the prostate.
On this point, the seasoned healthcare professional highlighted that the other laser technique will be available in the country soon.
There's the holmium laser enucleation as well. That's something that you will be hearing from us very shortly. It's something we will be introducing in this country within the next month or so, where we actually go in same way, but instead of vaporizing the prostate, we literally pour it out and remove it completely, almost like a coconut, where you imagine you drill a hole in the coconut, you put a camera in and you take out the jelly.
Meanwhile, during the webinar, it was announced that the Guyana Cancer Foundation will embark on screening men for prostate cancer.
Now this month, the Guyana Cancer Society has embarked on a campaign to provide 1,000 men screening for prostate cancer. And they're doing this by using the PSA test.
Only recently, President Dr. Irfan Ali announced that the government is working on introducing a prostate cancer screening program to facilitate the early detection and treatment of the disease among men. Kilroy Williams, The Evening News.
With Guyana and Suriname's relationship standing as a model for cooperation and shared aspiration, the upcoming inaugural International Business Conference will serve as a platform towards unlocking new opportunities geared at boosting business-to-business partnerships between the two nations. Find out more in this Trishelle Sobers report.
The International Business Conference, IBC, is scheduled for the Marriott Hotel from October 15 to 17. According to Guyana's Chief Investment Officer and Agency, Head of the Guyana Office for Investment, GoInvest, Dr. Peter Ramsarup, there will be a major focus on boosting Guyana and Suriname's manufacturing sectors, given their shared commitment to sustainable development. During the unveiling of the IBC app on Tuesday, Ramsarup hinted that the two nations are working towards food security, specifically reducing the food import bill by 25% by 2025.
I believe it's some exciting times for the region. And we talked about the 25 by 25. There's another 75% to feed the Caribbean. And this announcement and the movement towards more manufacturing and agro-processing that this conference will entail may see that other 75% come from Guyana and Suriname. In terms of expansion in manufacturing and agro-processing, power is going to be important. And we are aggressively moving ahead with today's need, but also tomorrow's need.
Meanwhile, Ambassador of the Republic of Suriname to Guyana, Gilles Balkendal, shared similar sentiments, noting that Suriname will also be hosting its first International Business Conference in February 2025. She noted that Suriname's conference will build on the foundation laid by Guyana's event and aims to further bolster investment opportunities for businesses in the hemisphere.
This pivotal conference is expected to generate new strategic partnerships between local businesses and international investors, attract fresh investment prospects, and facilitate business expansion within Guyana, outside Guyana, in Suriname, and the wider Caribbean, and even beyond. The IBC 2024 will not only strengthen the economic ties between Caribbean nations, but also reinforce the region's role as a hub for international trade and investment, driving sustainable growth for years to come.
More than 500 delegates and 100 speakers are expected to attend the International Business Conference, with high-level discussions, targeted networking opportunities, and avenues for foreign investment. The IBC is set to play a crucial role in advancing regional development and fostering new business partnerships in real estate, infrastructure, mining, industrial services, and tourism. Ahead of the event, President Dr. Irfan Ali is urging businesses across the Caribbean and international community to seize the immense opportunities that will be available. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Education Minister Priya Manik-Chand yesterday commissioned the newly constructed Industrial Technology Department at the Potentia Secondary School in Region 3. The facility is valued at $17 million and was constructed by Spectra Construction. This new building, located within the school's compound, is part of the Ministry of Education's broader vision to ensure that all students graduate with exposure to critical skills such as technical drawing and building technology, positioning them for success in both further education education and the workforce. Construction of the facility began on July 15, 2023 and was completed in early November 2023 under the supervision of engineer Dominique Yan. Potentia Secondary has an enrollment of 724 students and 57 teachers. We now tell you that over 15,000 teachers will receive more than $2 billion in disposable income this month, as the government is set to make a one-off retroactive payout following a deal between the Guyana Teachers Union and the Education Ministry last month. This payment is part of the 10% offer that was accepted as a 2024 to 2026 multi-year agreement for salaries and other benefits concluded. Additionally, the 10% salary increase agreed upon by GTU will be added to teachers' payroll with effect from November 1, 2024. The Evening News understands that the sum which covers payments for January to October 2024 is in keeping with the Guyana government's commitment to increase disposable income for the country's educators. Last month, the two parties reached an agreement regarding salary increases and other benefits for educators over the next 3 years. Under the new agreement, teachers will see their salaries rise by 27% by 2026. The 2024-2026 multi-year agreement for teachers' salaries and benefits was signed by Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein, the Education Ministry's Permanent Secretary Shanil Hussein Autar, President of the GTU Dr. Mark Light, and its Vice President Julian Cambridge, ending months of intense negotiations. The agreement mandates that teachers receive a 10% increase for this year, 8% for 2025, and 9% for 2026. Aside from the agreed salary increase, the multi-year agreement also includes several non-salary benefits for teachers. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, October 2, 2024 at 3 hours 45 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Burbisford Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic at 16 hours 20 on Wednesday, October 2, 2024. Also for a period of 1.5 hours.
It's a bigger challenge, says Tair, and Peewee, St. Pius, Tapakuma, Denamstel amongst big winners. These stories coming up in this evening's sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Hi, I'm doing well from the MacCorp Agriculture Division. If you're looking for a reliable piece of equipment for farming, mining, forestry, the Case IH is it. Contact MacCorp or contact me personally on 615-2944.
MacCorp, let's do the work.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. Persons could be prosecuted, fined, or even sent to prison for failing or refusing to apply for registration. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.
Oreo and Coca-Cola just became besties. Taste the new limited.
Miners, welders, and contractors. Have broken parts caused you tremendous downtime? Do you need an extra heavy-duty, dependable welding machine that will get the toughest jobs done and can also double as a generator to power all of your tools? While your #1 industrial solutions provider Sylvies has you covered. We currently have in stock the Hobart Champion Elite Arc Welder and Generator. This capable electric start generator produces up to 11,000 watts of AC power to run tools, work lights, or backup power during an outage. It can simultaneously deliver 150 amps weld output and 8,000 watts of generator power, and can run up to 14 hours on one 12-gallon tank of gas. This portable generator handles mild steel, stainless steel, and cast iron with a maximum thickness of ½ inch in a single pass. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
I am Simone Ford and I'm the owner of Siege Eco Clean Services. I provide my services to the oil and gas sector. We provide janitorial services which are environmentally friendly. So we produce healthier homes and healthier workspaces.
Oreo and Coca-Cola